everyone, and welcome back to the Learning Lab, where learning English is easy and enjoyable. I am so happy that you are here with us today, ready to learn some new English words and phrases together.
Hi, Jame. Hi, everyone. This is Jenny, and I am super excited too, because today we have a really fun and exciting topic to talk about.
Hey, Jenny, before we start, how are you today? You look very happy this morning.
I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking. I actually didn't sleep very much last night, but I am full of energy because I love our topic today. How about you, Jame? How are you feeling?
I am doing wonderful, thank you. I had a big cup of coffee this morning, so I am ready to talk for a very long time today.
Haha, that is very funny, Jame. I think we are going to need a lot of energy because today's topic is a big one.
That's right. So, let's tell our listeners what we are talking about today. Are you ready, Jenny?
I am ready. Today, our topic is English for the World Cup 2026.
Yes! The World Cup is coming very soon, and it is happening in 3 countries together, the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Wow, that is a very big event.
I know, it is huge. And I think this topic is something that everyone can relate to because football or soccer is loved by so many people all around the world.
Exactly, Jenny. Even if you do not watch football every day, I'm sure you know someone, maybe your friend, your brother, or your father, who loves watching the games.
That is so true. My dad watches every single match and he shouts at the television very loudly.
That sounds like my uncle. So this topic is perfect for English practice because it uses simple words that we use in everyday life.
Yes, words like goal, team, player, and stadium are not difficult words at all, and you will hear them again and again during the World Cup.
So by the end of today's episode, you will feel very confident talking about football and the World Cup with your friends in English.
I love that. Okay, but before we go deeper into today's lesson, we have a small favor to ask all of you.
Yes, please. If you are enjoying this podcast, it would mean so much to us if you could click that like button right now.
It really helps our small channel grow, and it only takes 1 second of your time. Thank you so much in advance.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Learning Lab so you never miss a new episode. We upload new lessons every single week.
That's right. And one more thing, if you know a friend or family member who is also learning English, please share this podcast with them.
Sharing is caring, as they say. Okay, I think we said thank you enough now.
Yes, let's move on. Now it is time to dive into our World Cup vocabulary and conversation practice.
Perfect. Let's start with the basics. Jenny, can you tell our listeners what is the difference between the words football and soccer?
Of course, in most countries like England, Spain, and Brazil, people say football. But in the United States and Canada, people usually say soccer.
Oh, I see. That is very useful to know because this World Cup is happening in America and Canada, so you might hear both words a lot.
Exactly. So do not be confused if someone says soccer instead of football. They mean the exact same sport.
Great tip. Now let's talk about the people who play the sport. What do we call them, Jenny?
We call them players, of course, but we also have special names for different positions on the field.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Please tell us more.
Sure. First, we have the goalkeeper. This is the player who stands in front of the goal and tries to stop the ball from going in.
Ah, I know this one. The goalkeeper wears different color clothes than the other players, right?
Yes, that is correct. It helps the referee and the other players see him or her more easily during the game.
That makes sense. What other positions are there?
Next, we have defenders. These players stay near their own goal and try to stop the other team from scoring.
Okay, defenders protect the goal. What comes next?
Then we have midfielders. These players run in the middle of the field and they help both attack and defend.
Wow, midfielders must get very tired. They run so much.
Yes, they run the most out of everyone on the team. And finally, we have the forwards or strikers. These players try to score goals.
Ah, yes, strikers. I have heard this word before. They're usually the most famous players, right?
That's very true, Jame. Famous strikers often become superstars because they score the most goals.
I see. That is very clear now. So we have goalkeeper, defenders, midfielders, and forwards.
Perfect summary. Now, let's talk about the most exciting word in football, goal.
Oh, I love this word. When a player kicks the ball into the net, we say they score a goal, right?
Exactly right. And when this happens, the commentator on television often shouts goal very loudly for a long time.
Yes, I have heard this so many times. It is very funny and exciting at the same time.
It really is. Now imagine your favorite team scores a goal. What do you say in English?
I would say, wow, what a goal! Or maybe, yes, we scored. These are very simple and natural phrases.
I love those. You can also say, what a shot, when a player kicks the ball really well, even if it does not go in the goal.
Oh, that is a great phrase too. What do we say when the other team scores against us?
Oh no, that is a sad moment. You might say, oh no, or that is not good, or even, come on, team, to encourage your team to try again.
I see. Come on is a very useful phrase for supporting a team, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Fans shout, come on, all the time during matches to give their team energy and support.
That is so helpful to know. Now let's talk about the place where the games happen, the stadium.
Yes, a stadium is a very big place with many seats where thousands and thousands of people come to watch the match together.
I have never been to a World Cup stadium, but I imagine it is very loud and exciting.
It really is, from what I have heard. People sing songs, wave flags, and cheer for their team the entire game.
That sounds like so much fun. What do we call the people who watch the game, Jenny?
We call them fans or spectators. Fans often wear their team's colors and sometimes even paint their faces.
I have seen pictures of that. It looks so funny and full of team spirit.
It really shows how much people love their teams. Now let's talk about tickets, because you need a ticket to enter the stadium.
Ah, yes, this is a very important word. If I want to watch a match live, I need to buy a ticket first.
That's correct. You can say, I bought a ticket for the match, or I'm trying to get tickets for the final.
Very useful sentences. I heard World Cup tickets can be very expensive and hard to find.
Yes, that is very true, especially for the final match. Many fans wait for months just to get a chance to buy one.
Wow, that shows how popular this event really is. Now let's talk about the teams themselves.
Good idea. Each country sends its own national team to the World Cup to represent their country.
I see. So a national team is different from a normal club team, right?
Exactly. A national team is made of the best players from one country, and they all play together for their nation.
That makes sense. So, Jenny, do you have a favorite national team for this World Cup?
Oh, that is a hard question. I really enjoy watching Brazil because they play a very exciting and colorful style of football.
Oh, nice choice. I personally enjoy watching Argentina. I think their team spirit is amazing.
That is a great choice, too. Both teams have such passionate fans. It makes the games even more exciting to watch.
Absolutely. Now let's learn some words about the games themselves, like match, score, and win.
Perfect. Let's start with match. A match is simply another word for game. You can say, "Did you watch the match last night?"
I see, that is very simple and clear. What about score?
The score tells you how many goals each team has. For example, the score is 2-1. This means one team has 2 goals and the other has 1.
Oh, I understand now. So if I ask, what is the score, I'm asking how many goals each team has, right?
Exactly right, Jame. That is a question you will use a lot during the World Cup.
Very useful. Now, what happens when a team gets more goals than the other team?
Then that team wins the match. Fans might say, "Oh no, we lost," or "That was such a hard loss."
That is very sad to hear, but it is part of the game, I suppose.
Yes, exactly. Win or lose, football is still full of excitement and emotion. That is why so many people love it.
So true. Now let's talk about something everyone loves during the World Cup, watching parties.
Oh, I love this topic. A watching party is when friends or family come together to watch the match in one place, usually with lots of food.
Yes, I remember during the last World Cup, my friends and I gathered at my house and we made so much food together.
That sounds amazing. What kind of food did you make, Jame?
We made pizza, chicken wings, and lots of snacks. It felt like a big celebration even before the match started.
Wow, that sounds like so much fun. I think watching the World Cup with other people makes it even more exciting than watching alone.
I completely agree. You can shout together, celebrate together, and even feel sad together if your team loses.
Exactly. It brings people together, and that is really the true magic of the World Cup.
Beautifully said, Jenny. Now let's practice a simple conversation you might have while watching a match with friends.
Great idea. Let's do a small role play. Imagine we are watching the match right now.
Okay, I'm ready. Jenny, who do you think is going to win this match?
I think Brazil is going to win. Their team looks very strong today. What do you think, Jame?
I'm not so sure. I think it could be a close match. Maybe it will end in a draw.
Oh, let's watch and see. Wait, look, a player's running very fast toward the goal.
Oh, wow, this looks exciting. Come on, come on. Goal! Goal! Did you see that? What an amazing goal!
Wow, that was incredible. I'm so happy right now. This is such a great match.
See, this is exactly how a real conversation might sound while watching a match with friends. That was so much fun. I hope our listeners can use these phrases the next time they watch a game.
Me too. Now let's also talk about some words for talking about players' skills.
Great idea. Please go ahead, Jenny.
If a player is very good, you can say he is a great player or she is very talented.
Oh, I like talented. That is a simple but strong word to use.
Yes, exactly. You can also say fast, strong, or skillful to describe a good player.
What if a player makes a mistake during the game? What do we say then?
You can simply say, "That was a mistake," or "Oh no, he missed the ball." It is very normal. Even the best players make mistakes sometimes.
That is true. Nobody is perfect, not even famous football stars.
Exactly, and that is part of what makes football so human and relatable.
I really love that idea. Now, let's talk a little bit about the host countries, the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Yes, this is the first time 3 countries are hosting the World Cup together. Isn't that amazing?
It really is amazing. Matches will happen in many different cities across all 3 countries.
That means fans will travel a lot between countries to watch their favorite teams play.
I imagine the airports and hotels will be extremely busy during this time.
Definitely. If you are traveling to watch a match, you might need phrases like, "Where is the stadium?" or "How do I get to the city center?"
Oh, those are very practical phrases for travelers. Can you give us a few more, Jenny?
Of course. You could say, "Excuse me, where can I buy a ticket?" Or "What time does the match start?"
These are so useful, especially for someone visiting a new country for the first time.
I agree completely. Learning these simple phrases can make your trip so much easier and more enjoyable.
I hope some of our listeners get to travel and watch a match in person this year.
Me too. That would be such an incredible experience. Imagine standing in the stadium, hearing thousands of fans singing together.
Wow, just thinking about it gives me goosebumps.
Me too. Okay, now let's do a quick review of everything we learned today.
Great idea. Let's summarize the important words. We learned goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, and forward.
We also learned goal, score, win, lose, and draw.
And don't forget stadium, fan, ticket, and national team.
Yes, plus some fun phrases like, come on, what a goal, and what a shot.
Wow, we really covered so much today. I feel like I can have a full conversation about football now.
Me too. I think our listeners are going to feel very confident too after listening to this episode.
I really hope so. Learning through topics we enjoy makes English so much easier, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That is the whole idea behind the Learning Lab, making learning easy and enjoyable for everyone.
Well said, Jenny. Okay, I think it's time for us to wrap up today's episode.
Yes, before we go, let's remember something important. Everyone enjoys football in their own way.
That's so true. Some people love going to the stadium, some people love watching at home, and some people just love reading about it.
Exactly. Everyone does things differently, and that is perfectly okay. There is no right or wrong way to enjoy the World Cup.
I completely agree. Now, we have a fun question for all of you listening today.
Yes, here is our comment question for today. Are you Team Messi or Team Ronaldo?
Oh, this is a big question. Please write your answer in the comments below. We would love to know.
Yes, tell us why you chose your answer too. We always enjoy reading your comments.
Thank you all so much for listening to today's episode about English for the World Cup 2026.
We hope you learned some new words and feel more confident talking about football in English now.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with a friend who is also learning English.
It really helps us so much, and we are so thankful for every single one of you.
Thank you again for spending your time with us today. It truly means a lot.
See you next time.
Bye for now.